Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jahleal in this incarnation. Today, I wanted to talk about conflicts. Conflicts as a signal of ego resistance. Because I already talked about this a lot, challenges in our lives, because this is part of the process, the spiritual process. I explained in the video of the new moon how we are having all of these fluid aspects, but transpersonal planets are participating, and they are bringing experiences that are important, that are the important changes that we have to acquire in order to materialize our dreams and the desires of the soul. So many times those experiences are not aligned with the desires of the ego, and that in one hand. On another hand, we are starting the eclipse season briefly, so I think it's very important to take this in account. I'm not going to talk about eclipses today, but they are very powerful. So, I wanted to talk about conflicts, and in videos before I explained how challenges are part of the process. We need those challenges in order to grow, to expand our consciousness. They are part of our path. But what happens when those conflicts remain or are even worse and they are causing an energetic draining? I mentioned this before. Every time that we are feeling very tired and we feel that we cannot give anymore and that we cannot go on, that is the ego resisting the voice of the soul. That is the ego draining us with an internal story. Because let's remember that the soul already knows the path. The soul knows what decisions we have to take, which things we have to do in order to materialize our own desires of the soul, our own dreams. But many times the ego starts with this internal talk, and I already did a video a few time ago talking about the excuses of the ego, the excuses as an ego resistance, and we have to understand that this could be something very very valid, but those excuses are always linked with the material plane and the fact that we are disconnecting ourselves from the energetic quality of this reality. I mean, we really have to come back to that and to understand that everything here is created from our energy. The origin is our thoughts, our emotions, and then we express, and then we take action, then we talk with whoever we have to talk. But everything starts there. So we have to pay attention to that place, first of all. And many times when we know the things that we have to do, but we are resistant to do it, then the fact that we are redirecting our energy in an incorrect way will create chaos. So I think at those moments it's very important to come back to our alignment. I mean, the priority is to feel good because we cannot hear our inner voice when we are in an intense chaos. So I think it's very important to do whatever we need to do at those moments to come back to alignment, to stay in the sun, to rest, or whatever thing we have to do in order to come back to ourselves. And then we will be able to hear with more clarity, more and more, our inner voice, and the difference will be remarkable. I mean, when we are disconnected from ourselves, when the ego is disconnected, we feel bad. And when we are returning to our alignment, we start to feel better and better and better. And yes, from that state that we can receive the messages that our soul has to give to us. And I think it's very important to return to the alignment, to take back, to stay in the responsibility place. And with this, I'm not talking about self-punishment, of course. I mean, it's very important to change the inner dialogue too, but to take our power back and to remember ourselves that if we created that reality, we can create another one. And that situation, that chaos, that conflict, that could be everything, whatever thing that it means conflict in your lives, is a signal that we are resisting our own dreams and our own desires of the soul. That's all. It's not a punishment. It's only a signal that we are resisting our own path. So I think it's very important to come back to this responsibility and to practice. I know that I repeat this a lot, but to practice to stay in the present, because this is something that it seems very simple, but as much as we can, feel bad or good from a moment to another, then the mind can go to the past or the future from a moment to another. So to stay in the present is a practice, and I think it's very important, because many times when we start to see all the things we have to do in order to materialize or to transcend that conflict or to do whatever thing we have to do, many times that creates like a load, but when we stay in the present doing whatever thing we need to do or not do, many times to rest is the only thing we have to do. And this is about what is correct for us, not for people outside or the system or whatever thing. And many times when we are only focusing on the present, then we are creating this alignment, because we are understanding that manifestations are not about time. Manifestations are about an inner alignment that many times is a process for us to reach or to allow. I think it's better, because this divine connection is always inside of us, but it's many times our ego disconnected, the part that doesn't allow that energy to flow. So I think it's very important to remember this. And if we stay in the present, we are not conditioning the manifestations, we are only, practicing and doing whatever thing we have to do. And the manifestations will come at the moment that they have to. So I just wanted to leave this reflection today. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.